The current year continues to be dominated by borderline insanity, as well as the immediate cancellation of anyone who dares to comment on the craziness of it all. And it's little consolation that future generations will mock and deride all the obsessions of our age. Lia Thomas was given a pass to compete at the Women's NCAA Swimming Championships, despite being born a man. Still, there's not much evidence that such transitions affect performance, or that Thomas had any kind of physical advantages over the other competitors. So what the hell? Many people are baffled by all of this, but you're unlikely to locate them in many modern governments. Joe Biden's presidency, apart from collapsing into disaster in virtually every respect, has become notorious for a string of diversity hires. The most famous is Kamala Harris, chosen primarily for her melanin and genitals. But there's also Sam Brinton, Biden's new non-binary drag queen chief of nuclear waste, who ticks quite a few boxes at once. Biden was also outspoken about the fact that he wanted, above all else, to nominate a black woman for the Supreme Court, despite being the man who'd blocked the only previous black woman who was a nominee for the Supreme Court. So it's a bitter irony that his pick, Ketanji Brown Jackson, is unable to say what a woman is. A trait she shares with the majority of Britain's Labour Party. Though Jackson did at least admit it's an issue of biology, which is something. Still, at least her reticence, or baffling ignorance, provoked a few decent memes. Another apparent diversity hire in the Biden camp is Rachel Levine, the trans woman who's enjoyed meteoric promotion under his watch, being appointed Assistant Secretary for Health and a 4-star Admiral of the Health Services Commission Corps. USA Today promptly named Levine one of their 12 Women of the Year, an honour Time magazine had previously bestowed on Caitlyn Jenner. As with the Lia Thomas issue, you'd have to ask biological women how they feel about being repeatedly elbowed aside by women who were born with penises. It's not for me to say. But some people have at least seen the funny side of it, and boy, our woke commissioners didn't like that at all. The Babylon Bee cheekily named Levine as their Man of the Year, for which they were promptly suspended by Twitter for hateful conduct. Charlie Kirk chipped in too. He wrote that Richard Levine spent 54 years of his life as a man. He had a wife and family. He transitioned in 2011. Joe Biden appointed Levine a 4-star Admiral, and USA Today nominated Levine as Woman of the Year. Where are the feminists? That tweet seemed, accurate. So Twitter suspended him for hateful conduct too. This baffled Tucker Carlson, who simply opined that both statements were true, which they were. So Twitter promptly suspended him for hateful conduct as well. This is the same Twitter that in recent years has allowed the promotion of left-wing genocide, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, the Ayatollah of Iran, and Vladimir Putin. But not Charlie Kirk, for God's sake. There was a time when Twitter labelled itself the free speech wing of the Free Speech Party. But the reality has been revealed. Twitter is the censorship wing of the Fascist Party. And it's far from alone. Because the lights are going out all over the internet. An iron curtain is descending. And it won't be long until all the dissidents are silenced forever. This is a real problem. Because it's not so much the advancement of this manifesto that's an issue. It's the prevention of any sensible discussion on the topic by the censorious and increasingly deranged lords of Silicon Valley. Or should that be lords, ladies, and non-binary individuals? Listen, if people want to advance this agenda, that's fine. But other people need to be free to discuss, critique, joke, or disagree with it, without being censored or screamed down. We're not preventing anyone from advancing their manifesto, but we are being prevented from commenting on it. And you might notice, I'm refraining from passing judgment on this issue in this film, because I'm not bloody well allowed. And there's a real shortage of logic in this debate. Like the trans activist in a Texan university who claimed to be a man, and who then sought to prove it by screaming like a bitch. Yeah, that isn't how men behave. And this bullying, censorious madness is not how civilized societies behave. We need to return to sanity and a semblance of free speech before it's way too late. And it's getting awful close. If you'd like to support this channel, please like, subscribe, and think about buying my books. They're called The Tyranny of the Left, and they're available on the links below. Please feel free to pick them up and let me know what you think. Thank you.